My patriotic citizenry, a stitch in time is worth two in the bush.
Ozzy auditioned for Waka, but unfortunately, he couldn't sing.
He listens. He wants to know what you feel about the character before he brings his stuff.
Always have respect for your elders. Even if you think you know better, that has sort of helped me. It's kept me out of a lot of trouble because the industry turns out is very small. My name is Ozzy Agu. I am an actor. I'm a TV presenter, a TV host. And yeah, I'm an artist. And yeah, I like living life to the fullest. Well, it's been a most entertaining red carpet. We've seen the stars shine bright, even brighter than a diamond. I'm a young man trying to find his way in the world. I'm very optimistic, and I like to sort of throw myself into things, you know, and sort of learn as I'm going. I like having fun. I'd like to do the work as well. I have a lust for life.
Your Excellency. Your Excellency.
Ozzy is a notable TV host and actor who has had the pleasure of working with many distinguished directors and producers.
Ozzy auditioned for Waka, but unfortunately, he couldn't sing. But because it was a musical, it was important that the lead character should sing. From being a fringe role, he became one of the strongest characters in the play. And that's what I keep telling actors, that it's not about how big your role is, about how big you make the role.
The opposing party, a celebration of our democracy, will cleanse out the organized schedules.
One thing I like about Ozzy is that he listens. He wants to know what you feel about the character before he brings his stuff. Ozzy likes to take his time to get into the character. You would see Ozzy jump up and down, sometimes screaming. I'm like, Ozzy, hey, what's going on? He's psyching himself up for the performance. And not every actor does that. He's a pleasure to work with.
Ozzy was born in the United States in Texas and raised in Port Harcourt, Nigeria.
I'm putting the bean seed. I'm preparing abacha. It's like a local salad. The meal is ready. Ozzy will enjoy this with a glass of palm wine.
Some of my favorite foods, right from time, ever since I was a kid, fried plantain and eggs. With age and travel and experience, it's changed a lot. But my mom knows that's my comfort food. She knows if no matter what's going on, just give him his, plantain and egg. He'll be all right.
Ozzy's mother, who is a financial expert, vividly recalls the birth of her firstborn son.
I can still remember the midwife brought this hairy, curly kid, Angel, and put on my tummy. I still remember that till today. And I had this warm feeling, this glow inside my heart. Yes, it's Lola. I know. One day in primary school, he came in all in tears, crying. I said, what happened? He said, the children said I have moi eyes. That his eyes were too big. And I told him, your eyes are the best part of you.
Ozzy's father is a retired political scientist and a respected cultural leader in his community.
We are from a warrior clan. Back in the days, nobody comes close to us. Agu is simply lion in English. Our great-great-great-grandfathers were warriors. And then the name Ozzy really is Ozzy O. which is Ozo in my dialect. But because of the new generation, everything is fast with them. So that's why they've cut off the O for easier pronunciation. But the Ozzy is a title. It's not anybody's name. And that title is the highest title that can be conferred to anybody in Igbo land. And it's not just anybody. That you have money, you may not qualify. You must be somebody of good character. By this time, he was still in my loins. And I was a fine boy then. So who give what to who?
Please.
And I gave to him.
Ozzy's father has many fond memories of his son growing up in the village.
My dad had an afro. Look at that.
Like other children in the village. Little things excite them. One major one that I remember most is the joy they derive chasing the goats around in the family without getting tired. They will chase the goats back and forth until my father will start pleading with them to let the goats please rest.
From the early days, I was in primary school in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. I went to Baraton Primary and Montessori School. It was fantastic. Those were golden years. My father would literally sit me down and say, okay, let's hear the two times table. I'm like, 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 3, 7. He's like, no, it's not 7. 2 times 3, 6. I'm like, oh yes, 2 times 3, 6. You know, so all of that, yes. And then from there, we moved to Abuja. So senior secondary school, I went to El Amin International School, Mina. And that was fantastic. We played a lot of sports, but I was made the social prefect. So I was in charge of, you know, all the fun activities around campus, just making sure kids, everyone was, you know, fully entertained.
After his senior secondary education, Ozzy went to the United States for his undergrad studies at Mercer University, Georgia. And after his graduation, Ozzy worked as a teller at Bank of America. Ozzy seemed to follow in the footsteps of his mother in becoming a banker. But a few months later, Ozzy went against the grain.
After school, you know, the thing is, get a job, you know, get a car, get a house, you know, all these things. And yes, they're good things to have, but I didn't plug in. I just couldn't plug into that. I just felt like there was more, you know.
Attracted to service, Ozzy enrolled in the United States Peace Corps. This is a volunteer program run by the US government to help social, economic, international development and promote cross-cultural exchange. His decision to join this 2 years volunteer program changed his life forever.
In service, you've made a difference, some sort of difference. That was what attracted me to the Peace Corps, man. We were gonna go abroad. We were going to like help improve lives. I got in, they sent me over to Thailand. I was stationed in Lomsak, Pechabun. My little village was Pak Chong.
Ozzy initiated various trade projects for the community by making use of the skills he had acquired from his business degree.
Building capacity, I discovered an umbrella making group. They make these handmade umbrellas. We talked about their process, and then we just brainstormed ideas, and we found out that if we added value to the umbrella, such as little embellishments here and there, we could actually increase the price and then, you know, get more returns. In the health regard, we did a hygiene program and HIV/AIDS stigma reduction and education.
As you listen to these words,
There's a zen that can come just by sitting. At first, it's really scary because your thoughts, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. But literally, after Thailand, I realized I could literally just sit. I learned also about what it means to be a Thai person. It gave me perspective on another dimension of the human experience, in another form in another place. Culture, food, everything. And that really made me more compassionate to people. When I meet someone, I meet them for them. And even when the headaches start coming around, I try to understand where it's coming from, you know? So yeah, it really broadened what my understanding of what it means to be a human being.
As a mom, I was worried what would happen in Thailand, but I was very proud of him, that he could actually come out and, want to go and join the Peace Corps just to serve.
But I had wanted him, instead of going to Thailand, I had wanted him to go ahead and do his master's. But he said that, I'm going to do this when I come back, then I'll go back to school.
We say chon kel. So literally it means let's smash glasses together. Let them jam.
Jam.
Exactly.
Long life, prosperity, everything that goes with it.
Nice. All right, so let's try it.
Okay.
Chon kel.
Shonkel.
There you go.
Man.
My service was rounding up, and I wanted to challenge myself in a new direction. And I said, listen, you're not getting any younger. Give me a list of all the things you've always wanted to do and be. And I went over to be a writer, be a photographer, be an actor, be a comedian, be all these things. And they all involved the arts, you know? So I said, I'm going to drama school. When your dad wakes up, he'll recover. And
But Ozzy's decision to follow his true passion was yet to be received by his parents.
Come on, Denny. I told my mom first. I said, Mom, I've been accepted to drama school in New York City. She's like, hey, this boy, what will I do with this boy? Okay. We're going.
We've always wanted Ozzy to be a businessman. Igbos, we hustle. Read finance, read business, set up your own business. But when Ozzy came back from the Peace Corps, he now got into dramatic art. I think he had like an epiphany.
About the drama school, I didn't know about it. So after so many months, he told me. But in the end, I don't have that control. It's his future. He has to do what he feels is best for him.
So Ozzy returned to the US from Thailand and studied acting at American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York City.
Drama school was brilliant. It was very tough. They made us understand that for an actor, your body and your voice, those are your instruments. So we're going to tune these instruments so that you can play all kinds of notes. Whew, man, for someone who hasn't done this before, it pulled me in so many ways, places things I didn't even know I was capable of. So I was working on all cylinders. I was firing everything, like mind, body, spirit. My most influential teacher in drama school, Todd Peters. Todd took me through periods in drama. He took me through Shakespeare, took me through the Restoration, he took me through Commedia dell'arte. He looked at me and he said, Ozzy, you have a very dignified thing about you. So your challenge is to get messy. We're going to roll you in the dirt. So that was it. And he really pulled me in new directions. He cast me as Othello as well. And man, it was quite a ride. Todd made me believe I could be an actor, like I could really do this thing. After graduation, you've learned how to be an actor. Now, I hit the ground running. I'd gotten some jobs. I was working the theater circuit. But that's when I realized this acting thing, they talk about it in school and they warn you there are moments of employment and there are moments of unemployment when you can't find work. So those moments of unemployment were very depressing. You'd be broke. I had all kinds of jobs. I waited tables at American Girl. I was a chauffeur. I was a driver at some point, bartender, all kinds of odd jobs just to keep the dream going, you know? Hello, welcome to my humble abode.
After Ozzy spent time in drama school working hard, his time there was rewarding. But Ozzy couldn't resist the pull of his home country, a decision fully supported by his father.
I made it crystal clear. I made it known to them, himself, his younger brother, and his sister, that National Youth Service is a must. And it's something that they do for the nation. That's patriotism. So you have to go back home and do it.
I chose to come to Lagos. I don't have any family in Lagos, but I know Lagos is the entertainment capital for Nigeria and West Africa. So I had to be here. So adjusting was a bit tough. There was a lot of things to sort of juggle, and there was also reverse culture shock, coming back home and everyone seeing you as, this other, this outsider.
Ozzy came back home to Nigeria with a big heart to give back to his community. He enrolled at the National Youth Service Corps and later volunteered for 1 year as a drama school teacher at the Royal Arts Academy, an acting school in Surulere, Lagos.
Scene 3, close-up shots of Dio.
Action.
Even if you're perfect, even if you're on the money, you have to be open to advice, because the director is there, the director has final say. There are cast members who are there as well, who also will influence your performance. So you have to stay open to them as well.
Ozzy not only mentors students, but has also become an influential role model to upcoming artists in the theatre, film and TV industry.
As an artist, they say, what's that saying? That play is a form of intelligence. You're tuning your voice, your body, and your mind to be in this space, and you leave everything outside. And
it's very important for people like Ozzy, who have struggled, suffered a bit, and acquired the level of success that he's acquired, to come talk to people who want to walk the same path, because nothing teaches you better than somebody else's history.
Very good. Okay, so samurai, this is an attention game, okay? If I throw it to you, hip, So let's say I throw it to you now. Hey! Very good. So what do? Wait till they slash. Have you slashed? Very good. And when they slash, after they slash, you throw it to somebody else. Who do you? Oh. Very good. And then we go. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Nice try.
I'm such a huge fan of Ozzy. I met him at the cinema. At the movie premiere. So I walked up to him and I tried to have a conversation with him, and he was so welcoming. He talked to me like a friend. Ozzy is many things. He's funny, he's witty, he's engaging. I derived my passion for presenting from Ozzy.
Ozzy Agu should keep up the good work. He's like an inspiration to us all. We all would like to be like him. We all would like to get to where he has gotten to. And we're looking at him like our role model.
I had a teacher who once said anyone who wanted to study anything in the creative industry is insane. And he said that because he thinks that you're throwing yourself out there for free fall, hoping that you sort of land on your feet. So you really do have to believe that. And in believing that strongly enough, there are some parents that don't really see this still as a viable career option. And I think having people in that creative space like Ozzy who can mentor, I think is really important, because it exposes these young people to the idea that it's possible for them to do what is being done and actually exceed these, people like Ozzy and whoever their role models might be.
You enjoyed it?
Very much.
Ozzy has played major roles as an actor in the Nigerian entertainment industry. His passion and diligence landed him the prestigious opportunity of traveling the African continent, hosting the go-to entertainment lifestyle magazine show 53 Extra, screening on Africa Magic Channel.
All right. Yes, let me join you. Yes, yes. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
We're fine. How are you?
Yeah. I must say thank you. 53 Extra was a miracle. Been with them over 3 years, 3.5 years, and it's been a roller coaster. I've spoken to interesting people. I remember speaking to Femi Kuti, and he was telling me childhood stories about Fela, raising them up, and I'm pinching myself like, oh my goodness, I'm talking to, like, I can see Fela in his eyes as well. Like, it was just, oh my God. When 93 Days was here, I spoke with the cast, Danny Glover as well. I mean, I've met all the great musicians, you know, Two-Face, Wizkid, all our own, Adekunle Gold. I was like, you know, sometimes I try not to because I have to be professional for my job. So yeah, it's been a great journey.
Where is the love? Where is the laughter? Where is the love we were promised? Oh yeah.
This is where all the magic happens. 53 Extra with my coordinators. I have a backlog of events that I have to vet, and yeah, so we can see our production schedule, have some pre-production meetings, and plan how we're going to attack the West African and East African scene as well. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but this is my office. Now leave, get out, get out, get out.
They must to love me tonight.
As promised, we've made it to the red carpet. Yes, the glorious red carpet. My channel, African Magic, we have the African Magic Viewers Choice Awards. We host the AMVCAs, and my assignment has been the red carpet. So that's a highlight. It's a lot of work because it's an award show, and it's a live award show, so it has to be seamless, it has to be smooth. So from rehearsal, you know, the day before, everyone's, you know, tense, just doing rehearsal, making sure it's going well.
Our fashionistas slayed that red carpet.
That is correct, Agu. In fact, our fashionistas were not playing at all this year. Not only did they slay at the MVCA, but they also brought it while taking the covers of fashion magazines.
Ozzy has toured the world and met numerous people. His warm personality has made him close to his friends and colleagues.
I first met Ozzy at the DSTV office. I didn't know initially that he was coming on board as a co-presenter on the 53 Extra show. And he's not the typical actor that's like, I'm here, you know, I'm an actor and you're going to love me. He was very observant and very unassuming in a way. But when you get to know Ozzy, then you get to experience his depth of character, which is I guess what comes across first, but then you also experience the lightness and the comedy.
If there's anything I admire about Ozzy, and maybe covet to a degree, Ozzy never stops searching for more knowledge.
He's really quite open, and he's excited to meet people. He really likes people. He's traveled to many countries. I mean, he just came back from Madrid, you know, and then London, where, you know, he had an amazing time with people that he never met before, you know, ended up at house parties and, you know, plays and events, and with a cast of plays that he just gone to visit. So that openness is really enviable, and I think it's part of his magic.
We're going to the marriage we're going to the marriage registry. Yes, okay, good. Okay, we're going to the marriage registry at the courthouse. Acting is hard work. To a young person, I'd say, it's good to see the glamour and the show, but what's happening backstage or in rehearsal, the kind of work that comes out of, it's a lot of hard work. So that's where you should send your attention to more. I could buy it for you, you know?
Such arrogance.
Hey, arrogance isn't such a bad thing. If you want to be an actor who can sort of change and express different aspects of human life through different human forms, you have to study. And it doesn't even have to be in, school. There are workshops. If you're working, you can take 2-week workshops here in voice, 2-week workshop there in body, and you can set a whole curriculum for yourself by taking bits and pieces from different places. What study does, it gives you a tool belt. It lets you know how to use your tool, Huh? How many times have I told you to stop? Also, read. Read. Every time I travel, I try to pick up something new because it's good for, just imagination, learning about the world and stuff. Over here, let's see. These are some of the tricks of the trade. This is Impro, a very, very important book that I've used in some of my work and training. What books do is they pull the images from your mind. So you supply the images to the words. And by doing that in different genres, you see what performance and being human is like. I love you, chica. You walk out that door, you'll be breaking 2 hearts.
The Nigerian creative arts industry is growing exponentially and is the second largest employer in the country. The sector is expected to generate up to $2.8 billion between the years 2016 and 2021.
This is where Tinsel is shooting, of course, right behind me. It's a huge, huge studio. I used to work at Tinsel, great time. It was one of my first jobs here, but yeah.
Ozzy has made a name for himself. His parents are now proud of their son's success, seeing his diligence has paid off in this lucrative profession.
And I myself, I'm in my own look. You might like to take a peek.
I was watching this show and I was amazed. And I kept pinching myself, is this my son? Or is this someone else's child that I'm watching? You're funny.
But I'm going to tell you one thing. Since he started acting, I do not watch his shows until lately. Once his shows come up, I get jittery, like he's going to make a mistake. Then again, I will get myself to good again. I mean, this is already acted something, so come on, man, relax and watch your boy. Now I'm relaxed. I watch his movies. I even call up my friend to tell him AGK is on telly. Yes. So I'm really happy with what he's doing.
Are you going to choose to do the right thing?
Ozzy is gradually rising into the line of directing, producing and mentoring upcoming artists.
Some wine? I'm currently working on a number of things as far as acting. I just finished a theater run for Waka the Musical. I'm also writing. I'm trying to produce some of my own work as well, and collaborating with other fantastic artists. My dreams, what I would like to see happen, I would like to definitely make, fantastic movies. Have you asked me a question before? I'd like to build a school at some point, because it engages me with people. I think I can really connect and share knowledge.
And action!
Ozzy has had a momentous journey in finding and staying true to his path. His script continues in the story of his life.
It's a circle. Hold hands, everyone. Very good. Okay, so samurai. This is an attention game, okay? If I throw it to you, hip, So let's say I throw it to you now. Hey! Very good. So what do? Wait till they slash. Have you slashed? Very good. And when they slash, after they slash, you throw it to somebody else. Oh. Very good. And then we go. What are you looking for? Nice try. Nice try. Nice try.